Chapter 1. It's a real bad and rainy mid-April day. The ground is nothing but sinking moist mud. My mom, well, she knew it would end to this. So she's not really surprised, but still depressed, and her tears have been and will roll down her face. The preacher just finished his prayers, and an old mid-60 woman, LMA, started singing "Eye on a Sparrow." Slowly, the four men started lowering my little brother into the ground. He was shot, but besides my mom, I also knew it was gonna go like this. Him being a gang member, his death was soon to come. My mom, she started calling me by my middle name, Hillary, because my first name, Jasmine, it begins with a J, and I just don't want to mistake and say Josh. As the four men started shoveling dirt on top of Josh's tan but silver trimmed casket, I cried. That was my baby brother, and we were as close as you could get. I mean, he was my best friend, my girl. My girls weren't even as close as him. I think it was just because we were a year apart. Just think, like, next year he would have been in college. He loved. That was one thing about him that he wanted so bad. Turned around, killed him. When the four men were finished, I stood there with many people that came to the funeral and will be over our house tonight, looking at the grave and Josh's face graved in the tombstone. Mom called me by my middle name. She gets so irritated when I don't answer. Maybe she'll realize I like Jasmine. It'll just stay Josh, and we can't forget about him. When I finally realized Mom was actually calling me, I turned to her with my bloodshot eyes and walked toward the car. As we drove back to our quiet home, we drove in silence. There were about 15 cars and trucks floating. It seemed like they were floating. They were all following us. I need to go home and study. I can only concentrate because I know that's what Josh would have wanted for me, and not to be depressed over him. But shit, I always open the door before this time I didn't want to, because when you walk in, you can't help but see the family pictures up and down the wall. I still have my favorite picture though. It's all of us, Dad, Mom, Josh, and me. We look so happy with no problems. Dad also died a long time ago. He had a blood clot and it went to his brain. Mom was sitting in the kitchen while my Aunt Mandy was rubbing her back. I always try to say Aunt Amanda, but when I was little, I couldn't say it, so it just came out Aunt Amanda. But if you say it real fast, it's Aunt Amanda anyway. People were everywhere. In and out the kitchen, bathroom, living room, front door. Ma told me the only thing I had to do was make sure there's always soap and toilet paper in the bathroom. What I do? I put 12 rolls of toilet paper in the bathroom and the refill bottle on the sink. I stayed in my room for most of the night until one of my little cousins came in being nosy. So I took him back in the living room and I went to go see who made their rounds around the house. By the time everyone had left, besides Aunt Amanda, it was like 1 in the morning.